Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Mika Frankl, and today we're going to be talking with Jalin Fuller ahead of LFA 116. Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. And how about yourself?
Man, doing well as always. It's good to see everything busy again. LFA, the local scene, a lot of combat sports going on.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That it's just a good sign. Good sign of things coming back up.
Definitely, definitely. How are you? How's everything been?
Everything's been pretty good for me. Getting things more finalized at the gym. We got our entire amateur squad gearing up to get ready to go compete too. So it's been a good time.
Now, what's that been like? More bodies, the gym growing?
That's been great, actually. Yeah. We have like a plethora. I think we're only missing I think a lightweight. I think we have every other division covered.
Nice, nice. Now, what is that like to now be in the position where in Frank's system under Frank Gomez, man, you're kind of an elder statesman then of the group.
Yeah, I'm the OG. I mean, me and Mario Moore will probably battle about that one, but I'm for sure feeling I'm the OG. It's weird. We don't really have that like dynamic there. It's definitely more of a everyone's equal. You give respect to get respect type of a place, which is what I kind of prefer.
See, I was just more thinking about it from if people have questions about a technique, if people are wondering, you're the next guy after Frank or Mario, they can come talk to you. You've been learning these techniques for that long.
Actually, yeah, I feel good about that. Yeah, sometimes I do get asked, but I'm still asking myself the Frank on a lot of techniques. So I'm like, hey, maybe we'll go ask together. You know what I mean?
We've seen you alongside Frank. I saw at the kickboxing events. You're right there also participating in the coaching staff. What has that done for the learning process, getting more active in that area?
I've always been very analytical when it comes to the sport. So just helping out in that little bit of a coaching or advisor role is something I always thought was going to happen. I'm a little bit thankful it's coming now because it's just letting me break down techniques and fighters and other things a little bit more in depth than I would have before. It's always good to be able to separate that fighter lens, no matter how analytical you are, and being able to mix it in with that coach's lens because it's just two completely different things.
Fight again is going to be LFA 116, going to be taking on another unbeaten opponent in Ryan Charlebois. That's, I believe, how we're saying his name. I hope I didn't.
I'm going with that.
Right. In research, what have you found out about Ryan? What do you expect from the challenge in front of you?
I expect an attempt at volume. He appears to be a volume striker. Loves to follow up his hooks with his kicks. Doesn't take an angle much on it. He kind of expects you to take the angle, getting away from the hooks for him to land his kicks. He's a bit of a switch hitter, but I think I'll be able to handle that just fine, no matter how much he's switching. I mean, it doesn't change too much for me. I'm used to that actually quite a bit in my own gym, that exact type of switch hitting style. Other than that, I think I'm expecting that either he's going to put me out or I'm going to put him out in one because I don't want it going much further than that.
So you're telling me you got a striker this time?
I know it's wild. I have not experienced this in a hot minute, having someone who I know. He may still shoot. I have a tendency to touch people and then they become a wrestler real quick. But even still, it'll be a good change of pace to go against somebody who comes from a striking background. I believe Kung Fu is his striking background.
So you could tell me, was there a moment where a smile came over your face? You're like, he's going to try to hit me in the face? I have to work on this?
I was ecstatic. I was definitely ecstatic. As soon as I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be able to put on a real striking display against another striker, and it's going down. Like, no picking that moment off of the cage and then finishing them from there, nothing like that.
Well, we know you've had to wait to pick your moments a couple times. You've gotten some done lightning quick. The last one, 2 minutes, a little bit over the first round. Talk to me about the knockout. Talk to me about March.
March was an eye-opening experience. It was good to find out I can really take one, bounce back immediately. Because Tristan, I feel he by far is the most skilled opponent that I've fought or even prepared for. Because I've had quite a few guys pull out too. And when he cracked me, I was like, "Oh snap! This is what it's like, huh?" And then to know that I got right back up and put him right back down on the ground, not even a minute later. I think 3 knockdowns in the round as a total. He got me with 1. I got him twice. Then I kept him down. Found out I broke my hand in that fight, actually. Hit him that hard, cracked it. It was the shot that actually put him out, that lead right hook. Then we went in for that follow-up and got him out of there, but definitely a lot took away from that fight. You know, it's always good to know that you can succeed, not just being the hammer the entire time. Sometimes you got to know you can be the nail and then turn it right back around.
What's that like rewatching the fight? Because I'm sure after experiencing it, you had to rewatch it just to what all happened there.
We were just getting out of an exchange because it happened. So we were like 15 seconds into the fight or something, and we started off hard immediately, like as I kind of like to do. We just went in right to clash. And I after the exchange, I went to back away. And watching the fight back, I was like, oh, I'm about to assess him to see, like, you know, how he reacted to that whole encounter, and didn't realize he was still swinging. I put my hands down and my chin up to kind of be like, all right, let's see what we're working with here, and then right across my jaw. That was very, very infuriating going back and watching it. I'm like, did I really go to assess him when I'm still that close to him? Especially since it's rare I fight somebody with a similar reach to me. He like 78 inches or a little bit more than that he had. So I wasn't quite used to that. I thought I was in my little safe space, a little safe zone. He let me know real quick I was not.
You learn a lot from the fight. What are some of those big takeaways that you can share with us?
I would say the biggest takeaway that I really gained from these fights is I would have to say pacing myself and really getting more comfortable in my style and not knowing everything has to be this quick, devastating clash. I can pick my shots and I can, slowly let my technique flow and not just be like, all right, let's get in here, get out and be done. It's really having confidence that you can go in there and last against these other dudes who are just as skilled, just as technical. And I'm really excited to be going in there with another undefeated guy. This would be my 3rd unbeaten in a row. And if we can get past this man in devastating fashion, I want that LFA welterweight title next.
You never want to have to check out the chin, but it's nice to pass that test, right? Well, what's that like? You don't want to have to do it, but it's good to pass the test.
Like I said, it's just a bit of peace of mind. You never have to worry. Like, yo, if I fight a power puncher, is he about to sleep my eyes real quick? Like, if I get caught once, am I going to sleep? Like, no, it's good to know that you have it. Like, yeah, you can get chin checked a couple of times in training, but it's never the same. It's never even close to being the same, especially after cutting and everything else. Like your body just, you're not. If everyone's chin was as good as it is in training, no one would get knocked out. Like I think we'd have like 15% finishing rate if everyone's chin was as good as it is in the gym.
So weight cutting. You're saying weight cutting attributes to a lot of knockouts from what you see?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No way. It's not like everyone's walking in there and this is the one guy who can crack you this dang hard that he's putting you out. And you're in there with dudes like 3 weight classes above you, 4 weight classes above you or below you. And you can take, full blown overhands and stuff from them and not, and be like, oh, I'm good, man. Can't nobody hurt me. Cutting, the wear and tear leading up to the fight, all that stuff. It all plays a factor.
So it's like you take that big shot in the cage and you're like, okay, I already learned in the gym I was tough, but is it an extra badge almost that you earned right there? Like, all right, now I know how good it is, how stable I am.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's a real, it's a through the fire type of thing. Like you get in there, of course you don't want it to happen again, but once you've taken it and you get back up and you put in work, you kind of let yourself know a little bit of something, like inside, like, yeah, I can handle this. I can soldier through all of this.
And how many of those hurdles do you already clear by the time we're in a position like you are, where you're already 5 fights deep in your pro career through all the amateur work that's been put in? How many of those hurdles have you kind of already cleared mentally?
I feel like I've cleared a lot of hurdles mentally. I've fought across multiple weight classes as well throughout this, and it really is just very defining for you in your career as a fighter to be able to get over these hurdles. Getting that chin check, checking somebody else, knowing that you have those finishing instincts when you get in there and you hurt somebody, you don't miss the opportunity. Knowing you see these opportunities, being able to take your time and pick your shots in the heat of an exchange. All those things are really, really big hurdles that, everyone has to evolve from just, biting down on the mouthpiece, ducking and chucking. Everyone needs to evolve from that phase. And I think those are all really big hurdles and steps that I've gotten to overcome within my career.
I think you said after this win, you want the welterweight title. So that also tells me a little bit of a focus on direction. I've seen you at 85, 70. So you're telling me you're honing in on 70 right now?
Definitely honing in on 170, getting that overall walking around weight much lower. COVID came around and kind of shot everybody up a weight class or two at first. So, I'm definitely honing in on 170. And I'm looking forward to proving myself in this next fight, because of course you can't do anything if you don't get past the one in front of you. So as soon as that's done, I'm looking to get that LFA strap. That's what I really want after this fight. But of course, I have to put Charlebois out. I have to put Ryan out. If I don't, then I ain't got no right to ask for it. So the goals for this fighter: hit that scale 170 even to show that that championship weight is attainable, and then to put on the performance to show that I deserve that shot.
From the last time that we've saw you over the last 7 months with training, where has the focus been on for you in improving? Walking away, all the finishes that you've already tested the chin. What was the next step?
I think the biggest step that we focused on is actually it's more fine tuning, accuracy, and fight IQ. We're really into making the shots count. Especially if we've got the power to back it up. Really developing that sniper style, but not shutting myself into that one little lane or that one little area, and really developing, the clinch game, of course, my ground game, takedown defense, wall work. We've all just been increasing the MMA abilities here. When there's nothing coming up, that's what you should be doing. You should be upping up every level of your game and not just focusing on one. But if I would have to say the place I've made the most gains would definitely be picking my shots, making my shots count even more.
Awesome. Jalin, got to thank you for the time. Anybody that you need a shout out, thank?
Definitely my entire team at Duke City MMA: Frank Gomez, Chris Collins, Super Mario Moore, Andrew Alfredo Alvera, and also my teammates Arturo, who are all also hopefully getting ready for the Fight World card coming up here in November. And then, of course, my manager, Ricky, for keeping it down, holding it down for me and helping me with whatever I need.